Hello everyone, I'm Verawak, and today we tackle the district aspect of Timberborn, and we'll see 3 different ways that you could get resources that are too far away. We'll start off by saying that districts have a limited reach, and your beavers in the district won't build anything outside that limit. The way that you know where the limit ends is on the pathways. If you click a building in your district, you'll see a colored line ending somewhere. That is the end of your district. The first method of reaching resources outside your district is the simplest. So even though you can't build past the limit, the gathering points that you build are still going to allow your beavers to reach the resources outside your district limit. So this is the simplest way. You don't have to build anything extra. You just put a gathering point at the end of your limit and your beavers can go gather. The next 2 methods involve building new districts. So your beavers are only going to go to a new district when you migrate them. So if you build a new district and don't send any over, nothing's going to happen in there. Each district has to be separated from other districts by a gate. One thing that I like doing before setting up a new district is actually having a warehouse basically at the limit of your first district and storing some things in there. At least you have something to start with. So the second method of getting resources that are too far from your main district is the most micromanaging intense one. So this is best if your district is only going to be temporary and you only want certain things from that district. You just want to abandon it after you get, let's say, the metal, for example. So once your warehouse and district is set up, you temporarily migrate beavers to the new district to gather the resources you want, and ideally, before they starve or die of thirst, you migrate them back to the main district. Now, if you have issues of overpopulation, you could just overwork them until they die, but really it's up to you. If you do decide to migrate them back before they die, it's best to pause some housing based on the amount of beavers you sent. So if you send 6 beavers, pause enough housing so that 6 spots are removed. If you don't do that, your beavers in your main district are still gonna have babies. And when you migrate the 6 beavers back, some of them may not have a home anymore. That's the method. You just rinse and repeat by migrating beavers to gather resources until they're all gone, and you can then choose to destroy the district if you want, since all the resources are in the warehouse that the main district has access to. If you do want to keep the district though, if your intention is to build a district and keep it, method 3 is the one you should follow. So the third method is establishing a new permanent district. After building the warehouse at the end of your first district, you can also build a log stockpile and store some wood there for your new district, since it's going to make it easier for your beavers when starting out. Odds are it'll take a while before your new district is self-sustaining, so in this case, we'll build distribution posts and drop-off points. The distribution post is a building that allows you to export some of your goods from one district to another, and the drop-off point is where resources are dropped off when you import resources. So we need to build a distribution post in the main district and a drop-off point in the new one. In order for it to work, you need both. And they each take 250 signs to unlock. So you need 500 signs to unlock the distribution post and the drop-off point. So if you're planning on building a new district and importing and exporting goods, you need to make sure you have enough signs. So once that's done, we need to set up what we want to export and import. You have to click on either of the buildings and check out the distribution limits for that district. I'm going to try my best to explain what these limits mean. So the minimum number is the quantity of resources you want in the district at all times. So for this new district, we'll put 40 carrots, which means I want 40 carrots in this district at all times at a minimum. If I have none, I'll be importing carrots from another district that can spare them. The maximum is the amount at which we'll stop importing the resource. So if we set it to 100, once we reach that number, the other districts will no longer give us that resource. So to make sure the beavers in this new district survives, you want to make sure that you're importing food and water at a minimum, because there's no water nearby and there's no food. It's also good to set up a minimum and maximum for logs and planks too at the beginning, so your beavers can build housing and stairs whenever they need. If the new district doesn't have any trees nearby, at least you'll have logs to build things. With only the new district's limit set up, they won't receive anything. So we need to check the distribution post in the main district. So here, same thing, we set up the minimum and maximum amounts. Keep in mind, if the main district has fewer carrots than the minimum set out in the list, it's not going to export any carrots to other districts. So you want to make sure that you have enough carrots for both districts, unless you just don't care if the others die. So we need to set up a trade route now. You can only have 10 routes per post, and each route is for one type of resource to one specific district. So here we'll create carrot, water, log, and plank routes. With this setup, the main district is going to provide resources to the second district until you want to remove it. So that's the basics of districts. Depending on how far the resources are, like for example, metal, in the first scenario, if we play the plains, there's one metal ruins that's close enough for the gathering point in that one district, and the rest you need new districts. So it's up to you if you want temporary or permanent. That's all it is. And there you have it. 3 separate methods. The distribution limits takes a little bit to wrap your head around, especially if you have like 5 different districts. You have to check to see which routes go where, and it can get a bit complicated at times. But anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope districts makes a bit more sense. I hope you're enjoying the game. I really am. I'm looking into doing more things with explosives now. They're just so nice. Let me know if there's any other videos that you'd like to see, anything explained, anything done, and if you'd be interested in some playthroughs too. Thanks for watching.